Okay, everybody, we are. What's going on? What's going on? Give it a couple minutes. Hey, hey, what's going on, guys? All right, you guys are gonna have to. All right, all right. How do I sound, everybody? How's the microphone? I got a whole new setup. I've been working pretty hard at this to try to get everything all on par. I'm trying to do it from a DSLR now. I'm about to have like 3 camera angles. We're gonna take it to the board. We're gonna do all kinds of cool stuff. Let's see if this works. Fish for life. Money, could you talk and show a video correcting other people's work? Absolutely, absolutely. We are going to. In fact, we're going to get to that. I actually have a little bit of a plan tonight. I have a couple keys that we are going to go through, and today's show is going to be the first of many. We're going to be doing a way different thing on here, and I'm trying to bring a level of quality to this that is like super professional. Hey, you guys see my green screen? It works. It works. But anyways, so I set up a studio in my house. I've been working overtime on this. I am going to be using a whole bunch of new stuff in here to hopefully help get you guys looking real good with your fades, getting everything on point. So tonight we are going to cover. No, I'm not on Apple Podcasts, Daniel. This is my first time doing this type of broadcast with a little bit more professional stuff, other than just like my phone or a tablet or something like that. But we're going to be getting into some pretty cool stuff here. I'm actually going to be calling people, and I'm going to be putting them in on the live cast with me. Can you post more often? Yes, that's the plan. I definitely am planning on doing that. And I want to see how many people I can get in here, and we are going to get to work on a couple different things. So, one of the things that I really wanted to talk about is I wanted to talk about the keys to repeat business. And this is kind of what we're going to do. We're going to stay on track here for a little bit. We're going to talk about this keys to repeat business, and we're going to be able to kind of determine what is going to help set you apart from all the other barbers, what is going to help you grow your clientele, and what is going to help you minimize the amount of grind that you're going to have to go through. So you are going to have to go through a little bit of a grind when you get out of hair school. That's true. But there's a way to minimize the grind. There's a way to take the grind down a little bit, and we're going to get it going. Uh-oh. Hold up. Let's do this. King Troll in the house. MMA Barber Life. All right, you guys see MMA up on your screen. If you get the chance, go over to my man MMA. He is bringing it with the content. And click that subscribe button real quick and give him a little thumbs up. He's got a lot of good to add to this conversation. And as a matter of fact, when we are done with the keys to repeat business, we will be bringing up something brought to my attention by MMA, and we will certainly be getting that into a little bit later into the show. MMA, you need to retire those Supras. That's from Brandon Isaiah. he's a longtime subscriber of the channel. The Oster Octane. That's what he's saying that you should get. You should get the Oster Octane. Okay, man. I'm gonna put this one up here. Mr. Vasquez, your videos help me cut my own hair. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you guys subscribing and checking in and hanging out with me and going through all this. Because the fact is, not everybody here is a barber, and it's kind of cool that people want to actually come and learn anyways. And believe it or not, some of you guys who might hate on people who are cutting their own hair or stuff like that, you were doing that too at one time. What made you want to do this? You were doing that too at one time. So, all right, let's talk about the keys to repeat business. And if anybody wants to add anything in the comments, it's funny you just said that appointments or walk-ins. Sorry to yell at you guys. Okay, Frank puts in appointments or walk-ins, and that is actually what we're going to talk about after the keys to the repeat business. So Some of the things that I find are the most important that you could possibly come up with when it comes to repeat business is what do you guys think the most important thing is? I'm going to ask you guys, what is the most important thing? What is the most big reason why people want to come back to you? Why do they want to book with you? So answer that. I just want to hear what some of you guys are saying. Mame says he'll retire those clippers when they blow up in his hand. So I don't know. They might. They might. They're made by Andis. It's possible. Okay, John Paul says building a rapport. This is a good one. Okay, John Paul. Building a rapport is definitely important, but when you're first getting down with that client, when you're first sitting in your chair and you're talking to them, you don't have a rapport yet. So what are you going to do to ensure that you develop one? And what are you going to do to ensure that you grow that clientele? I've been cutting hair for 10 years. I'm thinking about going to barber school. Been cutting some family and friends. You definitely should if that's what you want to do. Absolutely. Okay, Juan Cordova says, great customer service. And I'm going to put that up here. That is absolutely true. So, above all, I'm going to say something crazy here. I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm out on a limb here. People don't care about the haircut as much as you think. They actually care a lot more about how you make them feel. If you can make them feel good, okay, if you can make them feel good, you are going to keep the customer. And how do we make them feel good? John Paul's got ask questions. That is an absolute great thing to do. Okay? Asking your client questions about them, trying to keep the conversation kind of focused on things they're interested in, having a conversation, not wearing headphones, being professional. So let me tell you a situation. Let's say that all the barbers are sitting here. We're all waiting for a walk-in. A walk-in comes in the door, and no one moves. No one gets up. No one greets the client. No one makes eye contact. Just think how that would make you feel when you walk into a business, right? You want to have people jumping up and walking over to them and greeting them and making eye contact and at least acknowledging their existence. You have to do this. This is so important, even if they don't go to you, which is another reason why I'm going to say take your time and greet everybody. It doesn't matter if they're your client or not. You have to be nice to everybody. People need to see that you're a nice person in order to give you a chance. And even when they don't go to you, the cool thing is they might someday want to go to you, and you need to leave that door open for them. So if a barber leaves the shop, if a barber moves away, if a barber quits, all these things are going to leave a client out in the limb. And if they are thinking back on all the times you greeted them, all the times you remembered their name, all the times you remembered their name, okay? I haven't seen that one in here. I'm going to read through some of these now. Remembering their name is like pure gold. Okay, I'm going to put Gene the Barber. He puts give them added services also. Absolutely. You definitely want to wow them their first time in the chair. You need to bring your A game. And I'm not saying that you need to do that, that you don't need to do that every time. You need to bring your A game. But when you bring your A game and you come with them good services, and if you want to add a little extra service in there, you know what, man, I'll take care of your beard line. I'll go that extra mile for you. And the principle of reciprocity will be in play, and he will go that extra mile for you as well. So thank you, Gene, for the comment. Treat them like I like this. I like this one a lot. Brandon, treat them like their family and give them your respect. The truth is, you're going to cut some old guy's hair, right? This old guy's going to come in. He might even treat you like dirt. But what if you were to picture him as your grandfather or your father or one of your relatives? Of course, you'd want to treat them with the utmost respect. You would not want them to be treated poorly. So, jump up out of the chair. Do your best to remember their names. How many people in the chat room right now can tell me that they have trouble remembering names? Does anybody have trouble remembering names? Let's hear what the comments got to say about that. He says he added a massage or a facial service. So the question right now is, how many people have trouble remembering your clients' names? That's what I'm looking to see here in the comment section. Because I'm gonna go out on another limb here, and I'm gonna give you guys some advice in what we do. Like, it is really hard to remember everybody's name. It is, and what I'm gonna say is you need to do whatever it takes to remember these names. So, for instance, if Billy drives a Camaro that's yellow, what I do, and when I don't remember people's names, is I just write them down with a little note. Write them down with a little note. Study them. Remember them. A lot of times, if you guys are in shops where you can actually see your client walking up, you can see his car pull up, you can see him walking in, you'll say, "Oh, that's the guy." Grab my little notebook. Oh yeah, that's Billy with the Camaro. Okay, so you need to make a better effort to remember your clients' names because it's one of those things that will really set you apart. Do you think they really remember your name at Supercuts, Great Clips, Sport Clips, any clips, whatever whack clips? This is what sets you apart. You are actually a professional. You have taken the time to think about them outside of yourself, and you are remembering their name and saying their name back to them. I like what we got here. MMA. Thank you, sir. The key is saying their name back to them as you go through the consultation. This is an excellent trick that a lot of people use to help remember names. It absolutely is. So it's one of those keys that really sets you apart. I noticed that we got about 31 people up in the house. My goal is to get these into the thousands. We're gonna bring the quality through the roof. But for those of you who are in the room, and all 30 of you, if you guys can just give me a little thumbs up, man, I really appreciate it. That is just, really helpful for my channel to grow. It'll help other people see these broadcasts. And now we're going to really bring a different level of quality to this. Okay, so let's circle back. Where are we? Where do we stand? We are looking for the keys to repeat business, and we are going to jump up. We're going to greet our client. We're going to greet them by name. If we don't know their name, we are going to shake their hand, look them in the eye, sit them down, treat them with respect, and give them a thorough consultation. Okay? And once you give them that thorough consultation, continue to keep the spotlight on them. It's generally a good rule of thumb. If you can get your client talking, the more you can get them talking, the better. People don't care about you, they care about themselves. And, truth is, you would too if you were sitting down to get a haircut. So, thank you guys so much for the thumbs up. I really appreciate you guys. Definitely. Thank you so much. So, these are definitely some of the keys to the repeat business. But another thing I'm going to give you guys is finding some common ground. Now, something that I just happen to have in the bag, and I don't know if you guys do it or not, and I'm not criticizing anybody for not doing this, but I try to read a lot. I try to get down a minimum of 3 books a month. And if not reading, podcast, something. But this has really allowed me to have some common ground with almost anybody. So if somebody comes in and they begin talking about a particular subject, I can talk about just about anything with anybody because I've probably read a book on that subject or near that subject. So, for instance, would be last Saturday or the Saturday before, I actually had a really cool gentleman in my chair. He was actually a public defender in the city of Chicago who mostly defends gang members. And we actually had a lot in common to talk about because I was just finishing this book called My Bloody Life, which was insane. So it was just, really cool that I was able to name places and things that, he was familiar with. So the fact that, just the most random of things can connect you guys, find some common ground, maybe ask people outside of things like, what is your hobbies? What is this and what is that? Oh, looks like I got a client up in the house. I'm not sure who this is. Decal03, bro, you did a great job cutting my hair. I must have done something right today. Yes. Gene Harris, I definitely love audiobooks. I use Audible to get this done. This is exactly how I get it done because I really don't have the time to sit around and read in the way that I used to. So, absolutely. So, these are just some of the keys to repeat business. If anybody wants to continue adding to the subject, man, I got a thumb down. Damn you. Okay, but if anybody wants to continue adding to the subject, I will certainly talk some more about that, but I want to move on to the next section here. Um, we are going to talk about, you guys see it, it's walk-ins versus appointments. So obviously, this is kind of one of those age-old debates, one of the age-old questions. What should we be doing? Should we be doing walk-ins? Should we be doing appointments? So what do we have here? What are you guys saying about this? When we get right down to it, let's start with walk-ins. Now, if you're a new barber, you just started out, you're not really sure how it's going to go. Probably booking appointments is only going to lead to more frustration. And the reason why I say that is just because you're not going to have enough appointments to book when you get down to it. When you first start out. Now, once you have a lot of people waiting for you, they're lining up like crows on a fence. You just, you're getting overwhelmed. This is a good time to consider to consider the appointment, but we're going to get into that because the walk-ins, there's not a lot of negatives to doing walk-ins, but I will add just some of the positives up. One, the moment you are done with a client, you take the next client. It's that simple, and you'll continue to do that all day long, and you can make a lot of money doing walk-ins because you never have to worry. If you need extra time with a person, you got extra time. If you're not fast and you can't get through things fast, you have that extra time and you don't feel like you need to catch up. You don't feel like you're falling behind. You don't feel overwhelmed. Um, we are going to get to some of this, Mike. I see your comment here. It says, bro, please help me. Why do people use the zero guard first with the guidelines? Some people use the one open and then fade down. I'll throw this up here real quick. Mike, just to stop for a second to answer your question, I actually have a little video that we're going to run a little bit later on the show, and we're going to talk about this. But I want you guys to remember, anybody who is struggling, that there's just a lot of ways to get through these haircuts. You can kind of do these steps in any order once you understand them, and that is my goal, to help you guys understand them. Okay. That's what I'm going to get to. John Paul, we're going to get to this because when you really think about it, you're making a lot of money on the walk-ins, right? You're not falling under a lot of pressure. Sometimes it can be overwhelming. Sometimes it can be, one way or the other. But one thing I will throw out there and pontificate on is to say that you are not going to be able to build those deeper relationships that I have started to build with my clients as an appointment barber. So this person has an appointment and they know that they can sit down with me. They know that they don't need to fight. They just can sit right down and we can get talking and we can start picking up on the conversation that we left off on. And I think that is just fantastic. That is a rapport builder that just doesn't happen with walk-ins. Now, I could easily talk you out of this whole appointments thing because I'm not going to sit back and act like appointments are this big walk in the park. Because Gustavo, let's see. What's your help for Gustavo? I just can do a fade. I think he's saying he can't do a fade. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that, Gustavo. So I promise you, before we get off this broadcast, I'm going to do something that's going to help you to understand that. In a flat top, Mike, yes, I really would like to do another flat top. So let me ask you guys this question. When your client is coming in 5 minutes because you have an appointment, you are on time, and you are just doing fine, but a bunch of walk-ins walk in, and they're like looking at you, and you think, well, my appointment's 5 minutes away. I really don't have enough time to do your hair. What do? Do you take them? Do you push back your client? Or do you say, I'm sorry, I got to give this person 5 minutes? And obviously, if you choose to do that, you've just wasted 5 minutes. So if you just wasted 5 minutes and this person doesn't show up, nothing is more frustrating than when a client doesn't even bother to call, doesn't even bother to return a text when you ask him where he is. And the difficulty of it is just that. So appointments aren't always all they're cracked up to be. But if I could ask you guys this, how long, if your client is let's say that your client is late, how long do you wait? What is the amount of time that you should give that client before you take that walk in? What is the amount? I'm just curious because when you get down to it, if you are going to wait too long, you've just wasted, let's say, 15 minutes. Now your client's 10 minutes late. You had 5 minutes to take him. Now you just wasted this whole client. And I guess where I'm trying to go with this is what I do is if my client is 1 minute late, I take a walk in. If I can fit my client in after that, that's fine. If they've texted ahead of time and they let me know that they're running late but they're coming, okay, that's fine. I might be able to take a client in that case, but if a person is 1 minute late or 2 minutes late, that is it. Oh, okay, Lorraine, let's see where this is. Okay. I have high clientele, but I'm stuck at a sports clips franchise. I need to get out and do my own. I'm just scared it might backfire on me because I'm living paycheck to paycheck. I need some advice, please. Oh, this is just great. We all find ourselves here. We all find ourselves here. Now, what I would recommend to you, Lorena, and everybody's different, and I don't know your whole financial situation or anything like that, but I would just say that you need to analyze your whole situation, but make a good plan. So make a plan that's going to work. Plan yourself out. Make sure that you've handed out enough cards. You know that you got enough people that are going to follow you, and make a nice, careful decision, but step out and have the courage, because if you really want it, you are going to succeed. Okay? You are going to succeed if you grind. Everybody can grind. No one has to avoid the grind. But if you do choose to avoid the grind, you start leaving early, you start showing up late, things like that. That's the kind of stuff that's going to screw you up. But if you grind and you're there and you put in the time, you make the posts and you follow all the rules, there's no way to skip that grind, but you will make it. So if you have a good clientele, start doing everything you can to let those clients know where you're going to go. Make a really good, solid plan. Go there and execute it. Absolutely. So, everybody, give a little thumbs up for Lorena, and let's all wish her luck. I really wish you luck, and I want to check back in on you another time and let me know how things are going. But don't be afraid to take that jump. Don't be afraid to take that risk. Oh, I'm going to have to put this one up there. Why, thank you. As a matter of fact, I just got done conditioning it, washing it. It's so soft. Um, Anybody who hasn't grown out their beard, you guys should just grow out your beard. Really. It feels really nice to have a nice long beard, and at least actually when you go to give people advice, it just really it feels more authentic when you've actually been through it. So grow out your beard and check it out, because it's just easier to give advice once you've gone through it once. So all right, we are going to keep it moving here. Oh, we got my man Chad Bokers in the house. For those of you guys who don't know, Chad is a barber who works with me, and I'm going to say something about Chad. When you guys want to build your clientele, my man Chad is building really quickly. He is one of those guys who works really, really hard. He's always like first in, last out kind of guy. He doesn't try to go home early. He doesn't take breaks. He doesn't cut the line or nothing like that. My man Chad is grinding and he's growing his clientele. So if anybody can tell you from a first hand, kind of what it's like, I'm sort of seeing it and living vicariously through him. I see people coming back, asking for him again. I see him going out of his way to make sure that people are happy and that they're being treated properly. And he just does an awesome job. And if I know that you guys can't see it, but this is the kind of stuff that makes you grow really quickly. It makes you kind of contagious. People want to be around you, and people enjoy how you made them feel, right? Because the idea here is to make them feel good, make them feel appreciated, and let them know when they leave the shop that you're grateful that they came in. Thank you for stopping in, man. I'll see you in a couple weeks. Anything like that could just be, right on the money for what they needed to hear, and be that thing that locks them in, or maybe makes them make that 5-star review for you so that you guys can see. Let's see here. Daniel. where you first put the master's blade on the 1919. I think what he's asking is when did I first put the master's blade on the 1919? I've had that on that 1919 for a few months now, and we're at it at least 2 months or more. And I actually had been working really hard on that video. I thought I was going to be able to get it out by now. I failed. As a matter of fact, I was up late last night because when I went to sleep, one of these long mustache hairs, they shot up my nose and it poked me in the brain and it woke me up out of a dead sleep and I could not get back to sleep. I've been just fighting to stay above water with this channel and everything else that I'm doing. So I'm just trying to do my best at making sure that I meet all my deadlines on my other things. But the Andis Masters cordless versus the blade modded Wall 1919 is definitely going to come through. No, Daniel, I was not the first person to do this. There was other people doing this. No, I wasn't the first person to do that. There was other people doing it. I seen it on Instagram. I was going to actually buy one, and I decided to go ahead and try to just do it myself. Okay, rap game. How long did it take you to get your barber license? And which would you prefer, the Andis T outliner or the wall detailer? Okay, easy question for the bottom one. I will take the Andis T outliner over the wall detailer. Personally, I always just had a little bit better luck with it. I kind of liked messing around with it some. Just because it had the deep tooth blade option and it just really hit. And once you have had a T outliner that hits well, there's few things that really worked as well as that, even to this day. Now, how long did it take me to get my barber license? The barber license, actually, I got my cosmetology license first, and I did it through high school. And the answer is it actually takes you 2 years because you do it through 11th grade and 12th grade. And when you graduate, you get your license for free, which is how I did it through the trade school. Later, I went back and actually got my barber license, and it helped me get to where I am now. But that was 17 years ago, so I guess I'm getting pretty old. Gene the Barber Harris, how long have you had this channel? If I could tell you, I started this channel, I think it was 2010. I actually have a really old video that I made private because I'm kind of ashamed of it. It was an okay video with a handheld 720p camcorder. I had no idea what I was doing. Production value was terrible. And so, I just knew that I wanted to help teach people. I just knew that I could probably do a decent job of it. I could explain things. I felt like I could. And, it's been 10 years. And if you guys are wondering about how much money the channel has made or anything like that, it isn't like it's ever really made any money at all until recently, really. I mean, I had like very little subscribers, a hell of a fight to try to get anything going. And, finally I'm starting to experience some success. But like, for instance, I'm kind of like surviving on these donations and stuff like that too. And I've had a donation, let's see, I had one $5 donation the other day, which I appreciate. But that was the first one I've had in a long time. And I haven't really been asking for them. But I've been over here setting up stuff, spending money, bringing up the cameras, bringing up the computers, getting the editing better. And I'm just doing everything I can do. And it is expensive. So I appreciate you asking that. It's been 10 years. It's taken a long time for us to build the amount of subscribers I have and the amount of people I got watching this regularly. So oh man, he remembers this. I was using the Andis Select Cuts. I was giving Cody a mohawk fade back when Cody was in barber school. And Cody's been a licensed barber for, it must have been damn near 10 years, 8 years or something like that. I probably was the first one using the Oster Volt. I'm taking credit for that. I was definitely the first one using Oster Volt. Everybody give me a thumbs up if I was the first one you've seen using an Oster Volt. Let me know, do it that way. Because, I don't know. Hey, can you guys hear these sound effects? I couldn't hear that at all. So, Extreme Sport, that was your donation, man. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, buddy. I really appreciate that, man. It really helps. So, just back to the walk-ins versus appointments. I just got one more question for you guys. what is it that you guys do? And my final verdict on the whole walk-in. Hey, thank you for the $5. Oh, wow, how about that? That's awesome, man. Thank you guys so much. Let's go. I appreciate that. So my final my kind of final feel on the walk-ins versus appointments is very um, it's very hard to say one is better than the other, but personally, my actual feeling on this is I like the way appointments have freed me. They made me enjoy. They made me enjoy this again, and the appointments have made me have the ability to do other things in my life as well. So when I need to, I can block off that time. I can make family time. I can go to my son's soccer games. I can get away and when I need to actually cut them customers, I can be there. And really, it's been pretty life changing for me. And a lot of shops don't want you to do appointments. And the odds are, when you leave a shop after you've done appointments, you're probably going to take most or all of your clientele with you because you actually built that. You built that connection. You built that rapport. You earned those clients. Those walk-ins, those clients who will go to anybody and they just walk in, you didn't earn that. You don't own that. They just came in, they just spent a little bit of time with you. They just needed a haircut. It wasn't personal to them. They left. You shouldn't be upset with that. You shouldn't be worried about that. But when it comes right down to it, you should be grateful that they came in the shop, but you did not earn that money, and you are about. Oh, really? It was loud. I'm just reading some of this now. I just hit that sound effect. It was the air horn. I can't hear it on my side, so I don't even know what that sounded like, and I don't know if there's a way to mix it. Like, if you guys haven't noticed, I'm clearly using new broadcast software, so I'm like a kid in a candy store with this. Let's see here. Where's the microphone stuff? Oh, I see. It was loud because I had the sound effects turned up. You see your money also. You do. You do. You see your money also. You see it when you do the walk-ins and you see it when you do the appointments. But um, it's just nice to know that sometimes those clients are willing to wait for you. You schedule that appointment. And if you couldn't get to them today, you're definitely not missing out on that money. They're not sitting down with somebody else. So I'm currently using Booksy. I see some people are asking me, what do I use for appointment booking? As frustrating as Booksy can be sometimes, I feel like it's still one of the better ones for me. But there is other free options out there, and some of them are probably pretty good. But the nice thing about using Booksy is it just integrates so well with Google, the clients, all the other things. Hey, creative atmosphere, man, I appreciate that. Thank you so much, dude. Really appreciate that, man. You guys are really looking out. Thank you so much. I'm glad to hear that my videos have helped you cut your husband's and father-in-law's hair. Awesome. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate that. So, when you get down to it, they both have their advantages and they both have their disadvantages. I just enjoy. I really do enjoy doing the appointments. I think it's just freed me. So, you know, what would be fun? Wouldn't it be fun to just call one of you guys and just ask you guys whether you do appointments? Do you guys want to give that a try? Maybe we'll have to just call someone real quick, and we will ask them whether they do appointments or do they do walk-ins before we put this to bed. Let's bring that thing back up. Who wants to call? And let's see if we can't get somebody patched in here. Actually, if anybody actually had, let's see here. Does anybody actually have, in order to actually put you in this broadcast, you need to have Skype. Let's see here. You need to have Skype enabled. I am liking the Masters. I really am liking the Masters. And we're going to put these up. Yeah, the Masters have been really fun to work with. I've really been enjoying them. And I have only today was extremely busy. It was such a busy day. And today was the first day that they actually couldn't keep up with the amount of hair that I was cutting. I did good amount of haircuts. Maybe I was not putting them on the charger as much as I should have been. But when I get right down to it, they were cutting pretty good. They really were, and I haven't had any complaints about them. And in fact, they're so strong that you really can enjoy using a cordless clipper, and you know that you're getting the power that a corded clipper would deliver for you. So when you get right down to it, they're a really strong clipper, and you never waver on that. They don't seem to, even when they start to die, they don't waver on the power. The power is still strong. The power is still good. So absolutely, definitely a pretty good clipper. I have a lot of cool tutorials coming out with them. Okay, John Paul, he has a let's see here. Do you have a Skype? Ah, man, what's going on, dude? You going live now, man? This is actually, we got primetime Barber in the house. I'm gonna put him right in here. He thinks I'm in the bathroom. This is a walk-in closet, all right? I got a green screen here. I've been working on this all week, and I've gotten like nothing actually ironed out in here just yet. So we can actually, you know what we could do, just to make it easy to put someone in the broadcast. I'm actually going to go to Instagram right now, and if you guys want to send me a message real quick on my Instagram, I'll just call you right now and I'll put you in this way. This is just going to be a fast way. I'm not sure if everybody's going to be able to hear you or not. We'll just call each other right here. That's all. Yeah, put me on speaker here. Go ahead, shoot me a message if you guys want to be in this broadcast. I'm going to call you. I just want to ask whether you're doing appointments or walk-ins, and we will put this in here. Uh, yeah, I agree with this 100%. Thank you, Paul Young. I really appreciate you guys putting it on the channel. That's just awesome that you guys are doing that. Um, I'm an Andis guy. I developed some vicious speed with wall seniors with premium guards. Dude, I feel the same way. I fly with those walls. There's so many times where like I'm like, God, that fade is buttery and that was so fast. And I sometimes wonder, am I getting that kind of speed with the Andis? I don't know. Sometimes I think it's easy for us to talk ourselves into believing, oh, these clippers are really helping me. I need to get these things done fast. When really the client might have been just like a tiny bit easier, and it was why you flew through it, but you really don't understand, that's the reason. Uh, there's carpet on the wall. Okay, so just so you guys know, MMA is the one who says let's go. Just so you guys know, this camera that you're looking at me on, it was not going to show you any of this crap. I went live because I told you guys I was going to be going live, but I was supposed to be broadcasting from a nice DSLR. I bought this ridiculous setup so that I could have the cleanest looking broadcast. I was going to have a shelf, and they sent me a shelf today, and the shelf didn't even have all the parts to put it together, and it was broken. So thank you, Amazon, for that one. It was going to have like lights on it. It was going to be cool. You guys were not going to think that I was sitting on a toilet going live. But that's how it looks. I get it. That is how it looks. Let's call the man I do it Barber, and let's let the craziness begin. I'm calling him, and like I said, this man here, he's got the channel. He's got a nice channel, and if you guys are not watching him or getting, hey, what's good, man?
Oh my goodness! I get to see the behind the scenes of the whole setup.
This is the behind the scenes. Listen, this is not a toilet. All right, this is not the bathroom. Okay, this is not the bathroom.
Guys, call Eddie. You get to see the behind the scenes. It's really janky.
Yo, you ain't even ready. I'm gonna show MMA the real deal. What's really going on here, dude? I have all my filming stuff on the floor because I was supposed to have a big shelf with all this nice stuff on it, but it just didn't work out. I fought like hell, but it didn't work out. Amazon sent me shelves without even the rest of the parts to put it together, but whatever, man. Anyways, let's go. Walk-ins or appointments? What you think?
Well, let me put my professional hat on as I chew Twizzlers. I know, right? I do both. So I do appointments and I do walk-ins. Which I found it funny. You said you only give the client a minute.
1 minute. That's it.
I give them 5 minutes, and then that's it. But it can be tricky mixing in walk-ins with appointments, but you really have to honor your appointments. You know, especially like you were talking about earlier, someone comes in, you know, with 5 minutes before an appointment's supposed to get there. You know, it's a dicey situation when you try and squeeze people in and mess up your schedule, because if you do that, it can literally affect your next 3 to 4 appointments. Now, like me personally, I book my appointments 35 minutes out. Some haircuts I can do in 15, 20, 25 minutes. And some of them I take the full 35. So it's
Let me ask you
really
this.
tricky. And
Do you provide a buffer in between clients? Like, let's say they book your 35-minute appointments. Do you give yourself any kind of time to say in between two
yes.
clients, or they're back to back?
No. I was just actually getting to that.
That's not a green loofah, yo. They're writing that this is a green loofah. That is a green screen. All right, you guys are gonna see some cool stuff. It's just coming.
Eddie's green screen is ghetto.
Yo, look, they're trying to say this is a green loofah. That is not a green.
I don't know what that is. I'll show you my green screen.
He's got a green screen over here too.
Look, this is my green screen. It's all nice and neat, put away. Eddie's is all janky. Looks like a cum rag on the wall.
Yo, it's put away, but it's on a nice string. It goes across. It comes down. It works, man. It works. Just so Gene the barber, he just wrote. He gives them 10 minutes. What do you think about that? 10 minutes late. What do you do?
10 minutes is too much. 10 minutes, because a lot can happen in 10 minutes as a barber, especially now. Look, this is like you and me saying this. This is people that can cut hair fairly quick, so a lot can happen in 10 minutes. I can be pretty much done with the bulk of the haircut in 10 minutes.
Right. And at the end of the day, we got to think about like how many haircuts we want to get in an hour. You know, what your hourly rate could actually be is kind of determined by this.
Yeah. So, like, to answer your question, what you were saying earlier about the buffer. So, what I was getting to was some of my clients take 20, 25. Some of them take maybe the full 30. But I allow that 35 in there because that allows me to rebook people if I need to. That allows me time to sell them product if I need to. That gives me time where I can run their payments through and all other stuff, you know, especially if it's a new client. You know, I have an app, so I have to walk them through, download my app, and blah, blah, blah.
That's
so
a good point. And you said you were using what app?
I use Schedule.
And it's free?
Well, actually, I do my booking through Schedule, but it's tied in with my app.
Oh, okay. So if you were managing a full barbershop full of barbers, would that work? Or is this more or less a person kind of doing it on his own?
You're talking about the Schedule booking software?
Yeah, the booking software. Is it like robust enough for a shop owner?
Yeah.
That's
you
cool.
can add all the employees. You can change their work hours. You can add breaks in there for them. Yeah, right. All that stuff. It's 100% free. I think they just recently added payment processing, and they actually have their own app for Schedule. It's actually, the app's called Fresha, which your clients can go through Fresha and just do it through the app. But if not, you can have them go link through the website. But the app's a lot easier these days.
You're right. Hell yeah.
Yeah. And another thing, another reason why I do the 35 minutes for appointments is because that allows me time to clean up in between clients.
Right. Yeah, that's true, man. It's so hard. Like, dude, today we were hit so hard. I was down 2 barbers, and I was trying to do the work of all my appointments, do whatever I could to get everybody happy, make everybody still, glad they came. And it was tough, dude. It was tough to keep everything, and balance everything. And I know my man Cody's in the house over here too. The shop he works in is very busy, and it's just one after another. You're just fighting to try to keep things clean. It really is. So.
Yeah, and like me personally, I I basically set up everything the way I want it. So, like for all of you guys that are curious about, oh, what should I do this? Should I do that? Honestly, do what makes your life the most comfortable. Because I can easily set my appointments 25 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
but that's gonna stress me the hell out, and I'm
Right,
gonna have
right.
to work a lot
It's
harder.
true.
So I'd rather do the 35 minutes. And honestly, a lot of times, and you know how it is, Eddie. You have back-to-back appointments. Let's say you finish with someone early. A lot of times, you'll have a client they're waiting early, and
Right.
you can just grab them. So
Yeah, that's the best. I mean, we really appreciate when clients actually show up a little bit early. Just when things come together, it just makes life so much easier. When people are
yeah,
there. Um, all right, MMA man, I appreciate it. I'm gonna move on to the last little part of the show here, and I'm gonna try to show you guys a video, and I have no idea what's about to happen.
uh-oh.
Yep. So, all right, bro. Anybody who is not subscribed to MMA Barbers, go ahead when this is over. Or if you get a second, go ahead and hit subscribe to my man. Give him a little thumbs up. Show him a little love. He's got a great channel. All right, buddy. I'll talk to you soon. No, wait. All right, man. Later.
Right.
Well, there you got it, man. A lot of people are doing both. We're taking them in, and we're trying to do our best to make everybody feel important, make them feel like that is the time that is for them. We're making this conversation about them. We're talking to them. We're making them feel supported. And I feel like we got a lot accomplished talking about this. And let's move on. I have no idea what's going to happen, but I'm going to attempt to play a little video. Last part of the show, live from the bathroom stool. It is not a bathroom stall. Look. All right, I gotta show you guys this. It's terrible. I am sitting at this littlest computer desk ever. But soon you guys are gonna have no idea that this is the same studio. And you guys see the board? We're gonna be bringing that in. All right. So let's see what happens when I click this button and we. Oh wait, that's the subscribe button. How about that? We got a couple other things that I wanted to talk about too. Oh, that's right. That's right. We have to go up here to video. Resume last video. Okay, I'm not sure if there's any sound going on with this. Let me see here. Yeah, we got the sound turned off. Okay. Are you guys ready for this? We are about to go through a little bit of a fade. I'm actually just grabbed one of my older videos and I just wanted to go through some of this stuff because I know that some of you guys are struggling with this and I just wanted to do a little walkthrough of just erasing this skin line. So I've just began the skin fade with the open taper. I think that everybody in this room right now understands how we got this far. He said, I'm Harry Potter living under the steps in the closet. Okay, this is the old 50, and I just happened to grab this. It isn't really about what clipper we're using. We're making it happen. So we're gonna crawl through this real quick. And if anybody has any questions or if anybody doesn't understand what I'm doing, feel free to ask away. So again, we started with the open taper. We are taking all that bulk away and we're leaving that line. I haven't even touched the lever yet. Now, before we got here, of course, we used the Oster Octanes with the 5.0. Then we used the skin box underneath and we were flicking out slightly as we approach that line. So again, as we come to the line, we're moving out or moving away and we're possibly coming down with it. But if you actually look at the fade right now, you can see that it's pretty well blended from skin to that 5.0 line. And let's keep it going. And if you guys like what's going on here, you guys can see the video pretty good. Let me know. I think these comments are coming in a little bit slow, but we're going to keep it moving right through the thing. So I have not touched the lever yet. This is actually a really good view, and I feel like we're going to be actually able to see what we're doing. I just moved the lever up one. Now notice how I have stopped right before I reach the top. Right before I reach the top, I'm starting to angle the clipper, and I'm not going into that same spot. And I want to make sure that I don't go too high in these processes. So every time I click that lever, I want to stay a little bit lower than I was before. And notice how I'm keeping it on an angle. Super important to keep it on an angle. And the clipper is slightly lifted off the head. So when you get right down to it, we're getting rid of that really easily. Everything is moving real smooth. And, a lot of you guys are struggling with this part of the fade. So if there's anything that I can do to help you guys that are struggling with this part of the fade, leave it in the comments right now, and I'll do my best to feature you and answer your questions. And thank you guys so much for the 28 thumbs up. That is just awesome. I'm going back in with the trimmers, and I guess I was using the Slimline Pro Li still. This is before the Gold FX, and I'm just removing whatever little residual line there was in between those two places. This is a good time to stop because I'm going up with the one open. And as I go up with the one open, I'm actually going to do the exact same thing. So I'm going to put this up because he's using the 50 cals as well. He's noticed, especially with the 50 cals, that angle is everything to that skin line. To get that skin line out, those things have no issue removing it. I agree 100%. I felt that way. I'm actually not really using caliber so much at the moment, but this just was an old video, and I just wanted to bring this up. MMA got Eddie loves the Babylist now. No, I do. I actually do like the FX. I do like the FX. It's good. So as we begin to creep through here, we're moving with the clipper slightly angled. I'm moving upward with it in the open position, and I'm just going to repeat the same process. I think a lot of you guys are going to be surprised at what actually can be done with just a number one. If you noticed, I skipped the half guard. And what can be done with the number one is actually you can get a lot of this line out. Many of you guys are going to see that it starts to come out pretty clean with just the number one. So I haven't even began closing the clipper yet, and now I just clicked it. It's first click down. And I'm staying on that angle, and I'm moving those lines, and I'm getting rid of that demarcation. I'm getting rid of that line. Now, this girl, she has some really, really cool hair. It really is just super, super smooth, and it makes my work a lot easier when you work with a good canvas like this. Let's see what we got here. What's up, Buffalo the Barber? Thank you, buddy, for stopping in. I know you've been subscribed for a long time, and so now I'm just jumping in between those two steps. I put the half guard on. I am moving my way down, and again, it doesn't really make a difference what clipper you choose to use for this situation. This was just a pre-edited video. I knew that it would be easy, but if you follow these steps, that's exactly what's going to help you. Just moving these steps, stepping all the way through, and it's going to be, just easy for you guys to blend. They do take the wall guards. If anybody is wondering, they do take the wall guards, and it's really cool that you don't have to get a whole new set of guards with them. So I'm just moving that up to the very top with the 1 1/2. And as you guys can see, this fade's going to come out pretty smooth. I'm not really going to show you guys this entire video, but I just wanted to show you guys that I can actually start doing this stuff now live in real time, and I can really help you guys to get your stuff where you want to get it. So those of you guys who kind of like where this channel is going, this is the kind of stuff that you guys can look forward to on Saturday nights. I'm going to try to do it every Saturday night. I will put it live. I will post it. I will let you guys know. But every Saturday night might get to be a little bit too much, but I guarantee you I'll be dropping videos like this every other Saturday. Okay. We have, which is better, Slimline 2, Slimline Pro Li? What's the difference? I'm going to go and say I would definitely do the Slimline Pro Li if I was choosing between those two. I'm not 100% sure what's going on with the Slimline 2, but I can tell you this, that I really do enjoy using the Gamma trimmer right now. It's been awesome, and it really hits hard. And I'm going to be showing you guys a lot of stuff from Gamma coming up here in the future pretty soon. So the Gamma 50s are the Gamma trimmers are hitting. They're hitting real hard. So the pricing, I'm not 100% sure. I haven't really been back and checked in on that in a while, so I'm not 100% sure about that. Ideal Barber Supply carries them from 125. And if you guys go to 614 Barber Supply or Gamma and you use the code Eddie, you'll get a discount. So you guys can actually buy a set of Andis Masters cordless right now. They are on sale at 614 Barber Supply. If you use my code, you'll get a certain percentage off. The code is Eddie. And if you use that code, you'll get a certain percentage off. So you'll get them for cheaper than I got them. And that's always a good move. Okay, you guys, let's see here. The fast feeds will always be in my case. Man, you already know. You already know, Brandon. Those fast feeds are near and dear to my heart. Near and dear. I'm gonna tell you guys something. Those fast feeds are always going to be part of one of my arsenals. They really are. They're definitely going to be something that I'll always go back to from time to time. And whenever I go back to them, I just fall in love again. So they're just great clippers to work with. But as we move on and we move into the cordless clipper market, I think a lot of people are going to start to sleep on that. Gene the Barber Harris, I'm not going to say that the Gammas are better than the Gold FX because I don't think that's true in all situations. But I do think the Gamma trimmers, they put down this really, really nice line. Now, you're going to notice that if you were to pit them against each other, I think the Gold FX is going to remove bulk a little bit better for you. Now, I'm using the ceramic blade, and they are really able to put a serious, nice line down on the neck, and especially in the edge line. So lately, when I want to just not fight with anything, I've been grabbing the Gammas. The Gold FXs are also a great trimmer. Um, the Babyliss FX Pro versus the cordless Masters, which is better? That's what's kind of fun about having these cordless Masters is I'm gonna pit them against a lot of stuff. I am. I plan on putting them against first and foremost. Just so you guys know, on Monday, I'm hoping Monday or Tuesday, I'm going to drop the video, the Wall 1919 Blade Mod versus the Andis Masters. So should you buy the Andis Masters or should you just mod one of your walls, right? That's going to be the question, and I am going to answer that. So I've began going with that. I hear rumors about this as well, Brandon. I've been hearing rumors about the cordless fast feed. I've been hearing rumors, but I haven't seen anything concrete. So I wouldn't be 100% sure. John Fleming, you can certainly send me some Instagram pictures if you want, and I'll be more than happy to talk about your work because we are wrapping up this show in just a few more minutes. So if there is anything else that you guys want to bring up, I'm willing to talk about it. And other than that, we are going to be signing off pretty soon. And you guys will see me next Saturday at 8 o'clock. And we will be talking about some of this stuff. And of course, if anybody wants to message me in the meantime at my Instagram, and you guys can see it right down here, Uptown Barbershop Naples. If you guys think that there's any topic that's worth bringing up next Saturday, please shoot it over to me because I would love to talk about it. So if you guys have any other advice that you want to, send or anything you want to do, um, Buffalo the Barber, I don't mind the cords. I rock my 5-star senior and fast feed corded for the rest of my lineup is the cordless. I know what you're saying, man. I totally get it. I've been there. I felt that way many times. Let's see if we got any Instagram pics. If anybody sent anything over. Oh, guess what? The refund was issued for Amazon for sending me the shelf that you guys were supposed to see in the background, decorated real nicely. So, yeah. Let's see here. We are going to Instagram, and like I said, if anybody sends any pictures over, we're going to be willing to critique you and check you out. Hit that like button, my people. I appreciate that, Dre. Thank you guys so much, and all you guys who donated in the super chat, man. That's really awesome. I really appreciate you guys doing that because it is pretty expensive to put all these shows together. As you guys can see, I got this new software going. I got a lot of capabilities that I didn't have with my phone, and we are going to we are definitely going to be bringing more quality to this channel. I'm going to be putting a lot of work into these broadcasts soon. So pretty cool. We're already keeping like 30 to 40 people around throughout the whole hour. So that's just been cool. Gene the Barber says he's 2020 cordless. John Paul, see you next week, buddy. Let's go to Gene the Barber. Make sure I'm following him. Gene the Barber 2020 cordless. Boom. I think he's Gene the Barber 81. Gene the Barber 81. Yes, sir. Yeah, man, I appreciate that, Paul Young. You're the man. I really appreciate those donations. Okay. I'm following you now, man. And Gene the Barber has a good amount of experience. Actually, he's got 17 years of experience, just like I do. He uses Style Seat to book his appointments, and he does have one flaw. He's a Saints fan. I do plan on getting calls in the future. If any of you guys download Skype, that's what this software requires that you have. So in order for me to actually patch you in, which is something that I'm going to be doing in my future broadcast, I definitely need you guys to have Skype, and I also got to figure out how the heck to work it. But if you guys have Skype, I know for a fact that I can bring you in, and if we have to, we'll continue doing it with the Instagram stuff. So, but yeah. Anyways, Gene the Barber, man, you did some fire work, dude. I'm checking out your cuts, and I love what I see, man. It looks like you got a lot of love for the game still. 17 years in, it's kind of easy to fall in and out of love with this thing and go back and forth. And when you get right down to it, you see that he takes a lot of pride in his work and he's doing his thing, advertising himself. So, who that say who that say they gonna beat them Saints? So I'm just double checking, seeing if anybody sent me any pictures. I am not getting any pictures, so I am not going to have that time to critique them if they are in. He said he'll shave his head smooth. Um, yeah. So, anyways, what did you guys think about the show? Did you guys enjoy the live feed where I'm able to bring more stuff into the feed, where I'm able to kind of feature these subscribers and feature you guys? There is one last thing I forgot to mention. Right before I go, I just want to talk about this, and I meant to ask MMA about this because he's actually the one who deserves to be talking about the mask. But if you guys are working in those salon suites and you're working in a small room like me, where I'm in like a 4 by 40 inch room, whatever, if you guys are working in these salon suites and you're spraying your clippers, be careful what you're ingesting. Be careful what you're spraying. If you're mixing your Kiss Express with alcohol and you're spraying it in a small room, anything that you're spraying into the air, you're definitely breathing that in. So if you do have a mask and you want to put it on when you do that stuff, that's definitely going to save you from a potential inflamed lung. Now, MMA went through that. He's the one who pointed this out to me. He had a pretty serious health scare there with it, and yeah, I meant to mention that earlier when he was on the phone. But the mask is definitely going to scare some customers, especially the one that I bought. I don't know if you guys seen it. I left it in the link in the description, but it was like a big skull across the whole face. So yeah, that was that was definitely something that's going to scare customers. But if you're wearing maybe a little filter mask or something that's a little more professional, I feel like you're definitely going to be all right. But some people are coming in sick. Some people are traveling and they're going to places where the coronavirus is, and they're just as a byproduct, it might protect you from getting some kind of virus or anything like that. Yeah, thank you, Dre. 32. I really appreciate you guys. This Q&A was nice. It's only going to get better. And you're right, man. As I learn how to work this software, I learn how to set up these overlays and everything. I'm definitely planning on making some improvements. And hopefully by next week, I'll be doing all of this through my DSLR, which will look a lot nicer. And hopefully I'll have some nice shelf in the background so you guys won't think I'm sitting on a toilet broadcasting to you. So other than that, man, I really appreciate you guys stopping in, checking in. This is the YouTube Barber Academy. I am Mr. Eddie Barber, and I hope you enjoyed this broadcast. And if you guys haven't got a chance to just click that subscribe button real quick and show me some love, because when you get right down to it, these are hard work to put all this together. So give me a little thumbs up, click that subscribe button, hit that bell. Don't miss another live. And I am signing out. I will check you guys out in the comments, but I'll see you guys real soon, and I'll be back. Peace.